On Tuesday afternoon, Sayfullo Saipov rented a Home Depot truck and plowed over dozens of New Yorkers, killing 8 and injuring 18. Saipov was arrested shortly after the attack, and it was discovered that the Uzbek citizen had pledged his allegiance to ISIS and also boasted that he felt good about the terrorist attack. Saipov was so pleased about his terrorist attack that he even demanded that he hang an ISIS flag in his Bellevue hospital room, and if we aren't careful, the ISIS sympathizers disguised as politicians will give it to him. It is disgusting to know that Sayfullo Saipov was able to live in our country for the last 7 years before killing innocent Americans. However, what makes it even worse is realizing that this individual would not have even been allowed to enter into our country if it were not for liberal immigration policies. Back in the 1990s, liberal hack Chuck Schumer helped craft the diversity visa lottery program, which gives out 50,000 visas every year to foreign nationals from a number of terror-prone countries, including Afghanistan, Egypt, Iraq, Lebanon, Libya, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Syria, Yemen, and Uzbekistan. Saipov was granted entry to the United States in 2010, and from the very beginning, he caused his neighbors to be wary of him. Public records show that Saipov was radicalized for a long time before this heinous terrorist attack, who did not pay his taxes, ignored warrants that were served to him, and even scared his own imam with his intense emotional reactions. Here is more from New York Post. He always seemed to be carrying a dark secret, according to Jose Mejia, 49, who lives near Saipov's current address in Paterson, New Jersey. He always looked like he was hiding something, the neighbor told the Post. I'd see him a couple times with some people, I didn't know if it was family or friends. Just from the way he looked, I thought he seemed very secretive. And Saipov's 24-year-old wife, Notsima Odilova, apparently shared his gruff nature, according to neighbor Maria Rivera, 47, who recalled an icy reception when she found one of the couple's 2 young daughters wandering the neighborhood and returned the girl home. I said, "Listen, your daughter, she was in the middle of the street," Rivera recalled. "And she didn't say nothing to me. She walked inside the house. No thank you, no nothing." A Florida imam said he was distressed by Saipov's behavior shortly before the terror suspect moved to New Jersey this year. "I used to tell him, 'Hey, you are too much emotional,'" the imam, named Abdullah, told the New York Times. "He did not learn religion properly. That's the main disease in the Muslim community." Saipov's intensity accelerated over the last year, according to the criminal complaint, which states that he began planning his attack a year ago by watching ISIS training videos. The federal complaint says he had about 90 videos that included what appear to be ISIS fighters killing a prisoner by running the prisoner over with a tank. Other footage featured ISIS fighters shooting a prisoner in the face, a video of a beheading, and instructions for how to make a homemade improvised explosive device, the complaint says. Saipov's cell phone also contains approximately 3,800 images, many of which appear to be ISIS propaganda. After the terror attack, Saipov seemed to bask in the horror that he caused to so many people that fall day. When in the hospital, Saipov asked to hang the ISIS flag in his room to show his continued support for ISIS, and investigators also discovered that was not all he planned for the attack. In a 10-page criminal complaint, the radicalized terrorist stated that he also wanted to hang the ISIS flag on in the front and back of the truck during the attack, but decided against it because he did not want to draw attention to himself. According to the complaint, Saipov planned to use the truck to strike pedestrians in the vicinity of the West Side Highway and then proceed to the Brooklyn Bridge to continue to strike pedestrians. Saipov wanted to kill as many people as he could. Saipov was driving a Home Depot rental truck Tuesday when he drove onto a bike path along Manhattan's West Side Highway, killing 8 people and injuring more than a dozen more. He then drove several blocks before crashing into a school bus. He got out of the vehicle and reportedly yelled Allah Akbar, which translates to "God is great" in Arabic. He was then shot in the abdomen by night police officer Ryan Nash, taken into police custody and brought to a nearby hospital. There is no reason that this man should not be given the death penalty, and it also should not take a decade to happen. What this animal did was reprehensible, and hopefully, he will face justice sooner than later. Also, it is high time that these insane immigration laws be reversed so that no other radicalized Muslim will have the opportunity to do what Saipov did again on U.S. soil.